name is Kemi, like you said, and name is Kemi. By profession, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm actually here to discuss with us, because it's the discussion about stress and healthy living. Can we all see that? Okay, so we'll be talking about stress this morning, and I won't be the only person doing the talk. It's going to be a two-way discussion. So who can tell me what stress is? I know people just wake up one morning and be like, "Ah, I'm stressed." So can somebody just tell me what they think stress is? I'll call you. I think I know some faces here. Yeah, and she's smiling at me because she knows I'll call her. Who wants to volunteer, actually? Okay, so nobody's going to tell. Okay. Somebody. Don't worry, don't worry.
I actually looked at the board there. So to look at the meaning of stress. I hope I can remember very well. Stress is the mental tension that is caused by demanding or burdensome circumstances. Courtesy of that board. A mental tension caused by.
Anyways, okay, let's clap for him. Okay, somebody else wants to try. Okay, thank you.
Well, in a layman's language, stress is when you are mentally, psychologically, and physically exhausted.
Okay, so that's a more simpler term. You want to try? See now, so we were supposed to talk before, we're just debugging. Yes, now. And nobody wanted to raise their hands earlier.
Thank you. Stress is a mental barricade that doesn't permit the receptors of thinking.
Okay, there's so many learned people in this gathering. I'm so excited.
For me, when I say I'm stressed, it's a state of being worn out. You have finished everything that is part of you, and you are just worn out.
Okay, so that's enough. A round of applause for ourselves. We really impressed me. Okay, so like everybody said, somebody said it's a mental, what was that? Tension. Somebody said it's a state of being worn out. Actually, that's majorly what stress is. Stress is just a state where you're tired, mentally, physically, psychologically, and it's something we go through every day of our lives, because you wake up. For people that are working, you wake up, you go to work. So thinking of work alone sometimes, for me, is stress. For people that go to school, you wake up in the morning, I have to be at the assembly ground before 7:45. It's stress. But the thing about stress is it could go both ways. It could be positive, it could be negative. So it's what we make of it, is how we handle it that determines how well it goes. Okay, next slide. Stress is a part of our everyday living, like I said, and is anything that disrupts. I did not use any highfalutin word here. I was coming here to just talk plainly without technical words. So that's the way I did that slide. Is there anything that disrupts your normal, happy, healthy, everyday life? And stress could be an activity, it could be a thought process, like somebody was saying. It could be a life event. Then, like I said, it could be positive or negative. Let's move on. Okay, so when you say stress is positive, because I know somebody will be saying, how can stress be positive? But some people, it's when they're under stress that they work better. I don't know. Somebody like me, when I'm under stress, or when I know I have a deadline to meet, my brain works faster. So stress can be like a way of spurring up your productivity. And stress can also propel you to do better, because when you know you are under like a compulsion to deliver, you tend to work better. I don't know, are we understand what I'm saying? Yes, so that way stress can help you. And it makes you to make fast decisions. You know, when you're supposed to do something and you're thinking, okay, somebody like me now, I want to write a paper and I'm thinking, should I use this, um, should I use the German version, should I use the American version? But then if I know I'm under stress and I know I need to finish this thing ASAP and go and sleep, I beg, let me just use the German version. And that's it. And I just finish it and I go to whatever thing else I want to do. Okay, next thing. So now the negative effect of stress, if you don't handle it well, is what we are going to be dealing with today. And a lot of people said it. There's mental breakdown, and sometimes it actually translates into affecting your health. Because some people then they start stress eating, some people start stress sleeping, some people start doing a lot of things under stress, and that affects their health directly. Things like hypertension, diabetes, somehow have been related to stress one way or the other. Then there's unproductivity. As much as stress can tip you into productivity, it can also tip you off productivity. Then there is toxicity. You just become toxic to everybody around you. Pardon me to use you, but come on, Kirini. So it also makes you do that. Then stress also increases your tendency of making mistakes. You're a human being, we're prone to error. But when you're under stress, you tend to make mistakes even with the flimsiest of things. Like you're supposed to pick something up, you pick it up before it breaks. Or you're supposed to pick a color, you pick a different color. You're supposed to cover up something, you forget to do it. You know, you just keep forgetting things and making mistakes. Then also, you become agitated, you become worried over little things. You become really anxious that you're not settled to do anything. So those are like negative effects of stress. Next slide, please. I'm sorry I'm rushing through this. It's just I know I've wasted a lot of time. So stress are caused by stressors. So what a professor of mine used to say is, you can't eliminate the stress because it's part of your everyday life, but you can eliminate the stressors that translates to the stress. Okay, so anything that can cause you stress is a stressor. And stressors can be internal, can be external. So when I'm talking about internal stressors, those are the things that we ourselves can control, not can control, or at least we have a bit of control over. Internal stresses are when you're thinking life issues, when you are unhappy, or you expect too much from some people and they disappoint you, things like that are internal stress. So I would like to elaborate on that disappointment part. You know, the thing about we human beings is, we human beings are, when we get too comfortable, or when we tend to put so much hope or so much trust in something, or you already you have high expectation, this thing, at least my ring or by L'Oreal, then it comes out short of our expectation. It's a lot of people go into depression for that. But one way to deal with that is don't expect anything from anybody. I'm saying this with all, in all sense of humanity, is okay, is don't over expect anything from anybody, from any situation, from any circumstance, from anything. Be open-minded. Whatever you are doing, just put in your best. If it comes back to you that way, fine. If it doesn't, you are fine. Because most problems people find themselves into, the most depressive situation, is because they expected so much from some things. And it shouldn't be like that. The only person, thank God we're all Christians here, you can put all your trust in and you are sure cannot disappoint you is God. Human beings, we are humans, we are not perfect. So just be open to anything possible. So unhappiness, another problem but people tend to have is, they tend to attach their happiness to mundane things. But they tend to forget that actually happiness is a state of the mind, it's actually a state of being. Okay, some people will say, until Timbara bag, fine bag, to one chance, I be shoot to one chance, I'm so happy, or Timbara the best of foods. But you don't know that if you buy that one today, another one will come out tomorrow. And you just keep running after mundane and vain things. So what you tell yourself is, even if I have the oldest version, I'll be happy myself. So first, you have to condition your mind to be happy always, regardless of whatever is going on around you. Because it's happiness from inside that actually radiates out. Life circumstances, life issues will always come up and tend to drag you down and want to dim your shine and make you unhappy. But you have to tell yourself that, I'll be happy. So, please, next slide. And that life issues is, or life issues are things that happen to us, maybe at our workplace, some other workers that are not so joyful and are spreading toxicity. You know, say if people are toxic, just stay away. There's a slang going on now that is negative energy, stay away from me. So anybody with negative, anybody with negative energy around you, just stay away for your own sanity. It's always better that way. Okay, so external. External is anything else outside. Your work, your workplace, your work environment can stress you. If your boss is a bossy person, can stress you. If your coworkers are annoying, they can stress you, And unhealthy relationships, that's the most other thing that kill people in Nigeria very fast. Especially suicide for younger girls these days. They bring girls to A&E. Kilo shele, sniper you. Kilo de, boyfriend in the salon you. I'm sorry, but really, unhealthy relationships. Okay, no, let me now leave the boyfriend and girlfriend issue. Like generally, if you have friends that are unhealthy to you, and when I mean unhealthy is, they say a friend indeed is a friend in need. A friend that cannot help you when you're in the little of problems. Friends that there is no positive benefit you're getting from. They're just always stressing. Every time you see them, it's one problem or the other. Or push person or no one party in the next thing. Do you understand? So let's try to cultivate. And when I'm saying this, you can also be that friend that is stressing another person. So it's a two-way thing. When you're trying to have good relationships with your family members, your friends, people around you, your neighbor, also be a good person. Because it's a different thing when you're trying to say, oh, this person is not healthy for me. You too, are you healthy for the person? Do you understand? So it's a two-way thing. Let's try to cultivate healthy relationships with our friends. If you have sisters, brothers, call them up once in a while. Hey, how are you? I just want to call you. I just want to check up on you. Nigeria, and I know everybody is all about the money and nobody cares about anybody. If I ask some people here now, try the married ones. When was the last time you spoke to your sister or your mother? I'm sure it's a very long time. Except where no, it's just a general practice in Nigeria and it's not supposed to be so. So let's learn to keep healthy relationships with your friends, your family members, your co-workers, your neighbors, everybody. And when you are trying to ensure that you have healthy people around you, also ensure that you are also an healthy person to be around. Okay, so life events too can cause stress. Somebody dying, grieving over a loved one, and marriage, naming ceremony, all those things can also cause stress. There are things that once you're just done with them, it's a cut-off point. It's a phase, you pass it. But during that phase, during that process, you're just there trying to deal with it. Okay, so the thing about stress and stresses, like I said, you cannot eliminate stress because you still wake up tomorrow and go to work. You still do your normal everyday routine, everyday activity. But what you can do is limit the stresses as much as you can or eliminate them totally. Is you have to identify anything causing you stress. Is it an activity? If you know, you know that activity is a stressor in your life. So you have to find a way to either dodge it, curb it, stop it, or not be a part of it. So you need to identify anything that you know that, if I partake in this thing now, it's going to stress me. Because really, just have one life to live. And if you die from stress, even God said will ask you, okay. So coping with stress and stressors. First, like I said, what type of stress are you going through? Earlier in the beginning, I said there are stress that can help you to be productive, and there are stress that can actually hinder your productivity. So you ask yourself, this stress, is it a minimal thing? What is the end of this stress? Is it something to make me productive, or is it something to actually hack me down? Then next, you want to know, okay, what are the stressors causing this stress? Are they human beings? Are they activities? Are they relationships? Are they things I do? Do you understand? You want to analyze it. The next thing is, okay, so this is the stress, this is the stressor. Can I do anything about it? Okay, so for example, your workplace, you find out that your work is stressing you. Your stressor there is your boss. Can you sack your boss? No. Can you change your boss? No. Can you kill your boss? No. Can you do anything about it? Really not. Okay, so what do I want to do? Then, or you find out that, okay, so my stress is this particular place I used to go to. Who is the stressor that is carrying me there? Is one of these my friends. Can I do it? Yes, I can do it. So you know now I want to stop it. But the one you cannot do anything about, you just need to sit yourself down. Okay, we get to that place first. So we will now go to these steps. The ones you can do something about, the ones you can't do anything about. Next slide, please. Okay, so coping mechanism. For the ones you can't do anything about, really, just tell yourself, breathe. That's what I tell myself. Anything, I just be like, Kemisola, calm down. Breathe, breathe in, breathe out. Think of the nicest things of life. You know, everybody has that one thing that makes them happy regardless. Me, now, I like food a lot. Don't judge me, but I like food. So when I'm in a very stressful position, I think of cake. I think of plenty food, and somehow it gives me solace. It's true. So you think of that particular one thing that will still make you. Some people is drink, some people chocolate, some people ice cream, some people is vacation, some people is money, some people is just nice things. Just thinking about or that sleep, you want to go and sleep. You know, just think of something. Tell yourself, calm down, breathe, bring yourself to that place of calm. Because like I said, only you got yourself. Nobody else can get you like you get yourself. So only you can get yourself. So you tell yourself, breathe, take a break, take a moment. Then after that, is either you sleep, take a nap, short nap, or if you're at your workplace, you don't want to actually bring mattress. So you just sit down on your chair and just take a break from the world. Then you put your head on the table, or you sit down and you're just resting. And in Nigeria, we don't know how to rest actually. You see that we are totally sick. We don't know how to rest. But resting is just, it's a, how do I explain it now? It's just a very short activity of just sitting down and letting every other thing go. Just be there by yourself. You're not thinking of anything. You're not looking at anything. You're just sitting there and just letting everything go. But in Nigeria, I don't know. Nigeria is a stress on its own. So everybody cannot even take short rest, but we actually need it once in a while. Once, like maybe 5 minutes in a day, you actually need to take a nap, take a rest. So for like that boss now that I can't do anything about, you want to re-strategize. Okay, why is this man stressing me? Or why is this woman stressing me? Is it because of the work I'm doing? Is it because of the way I'm doing it? Is it because I'm not doing it the way he wants it, or it's not getting the desired effect or the desired result? You know, just critically analyze. By the time you are done critically analyzing, you want to re-strategize. Okay, taba sheba iti oba loba cheka sheba boyoba change. Do you understand? And some of these human beings that are stressors to you, most times it's just for you to understand them and exactly what they want. If you tend to actually understand them and know exactly what they want, you realize on the wrong line that they're actually not so much evil as they seem they are. Although some people are evil, some exclusion are evil, but most of them is just, they're just people that just want things done in a particular way to get a particular effect. So just critically analyze, re-strategize, and look through the cause and cause of the stress you're going through, and try to see what you can change about it, what you can do in a different way, what you can do in a better way or in a worse way, as the case may be, that would make the person less aggressive with you. Then, like I said earlier, decide to be happy. Don't attach your happiness to anybody, not to humans, not to mundane things. Just tell yourself, I will always be happy. Through thin and thick, through the storms of life, I would always be happy. Just, you have to decide. Happiness is, they say, the kingdom of heaven survive violence. And the violence taken by force. This one is being happy, take it violence. So you have to take your happiness by force. You have to tell yourself that nothing would take my happiness from me. Although there are situations in life that might weigh you down, but you know, when you're down one bit, you're up the next bit. That's the way life goes. Okay, so you discuss. Most of us, we are one man soldier. I mean, one man army, and it's not good. You have a problem, it's stressing you. Instead of you to just, as in just telling your next colleague, it can actually give you an idea that will help you solve it. But because you're just a one man army, one man mopo, you just keep quiet and be dealing with it, and it's not nice. We need to be able to share. They say sharing is caring. What's that? I don't know. But the point is, learn to discuss. If you're going through a problem or a phase that is turbulent, talk to somebody about it. Might be a senior colleague, a younger colleague, a workmate. Just talk to somebody that you know might be able to help. Sometimes just discussing about it lifts a lot of burden, actually. But it might not be like maybe the person would actually give you an outright solution, but just talking about things sometimes just lifts a lot of burden. So discuss. Then keep healthy relationships and be stable. Like I said, and this is a two-way thing. When we are saying keep healthy relationships, you yourself, are you healthy to the person or to the people around you? And be stable, because we human beings, we only like to call people when we need their help. I have some friends, when I see their call, in my head, I'm already thinking, do I have money for this person or not? Because the only reason why they remember to call you is because, already, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying you don't have friends that you can give, but friends that they only remember to call you when they're, like when you see their call, you know, wala tishele. You're already thinking about how you want to either package the wala or you want to solve it. So don't be that type of friend too. Sometimes just call your friend, check on them, your family members, your mom, your dad, buy gifts for them. You're going home. For people that are students here, sorry, we have students here, Abi? Do we have students here? How many of you, when you're going back home from school, like on your way home, like taking care of coffee, mommy, or coffee, daddy? You know, those little things, they are actually things that go a long way, and they don't have to be bank breaking, but little gestures actually help. So be stable. Let's all learn to be stable. Then plan ahead. Okay, so there's this saying that is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And failure will always come with stress, plenty stress. So you don't want to fail, so you are not stressed. So you tend to plan ahead. I know youths of nowadays, especially, we are fast, easy come, how did you say that? We are looking for fast things. Now. And you don't know that life does not work that way. Listen, now, anything you get now, we spoil now. Like anything that just comes too fast and too easy, will go too fast and too easy. So you need to learn to plan ahead. If you want to partake in a business, plan ahead. If it goes south, what do I do? If it goes north, what do I do? You know, think of the worst scenario that can happen, and already in your mind, you've settled it. Spare. Okay, I want to go with this plan A. If it comes out right, fine, this is what I'll do. Good. And if it doesn't come out right, this is what I'll do. You know, if you have already thought of all the possible outcomes in your mind, and you've thought of how you react to everything, really, when anything comes your way, you are fine because you've actually thought it through. So we need to learn to think through things thoroughly. It helps. It saves you future stress. And you know, we human beings, we don't like thinking of the bad things. We just like the sweet part of it. We just think of the good parts. But then you actually have to think of the bad, the ugly, the worst, the horrible. Think of everything. And think of anything that can possibly come out of it and how you react to everything. Do we understand? So that way, when anything comes, it won't meet you as a shock, because at some point you've thought about it and you've thought about how you'd react to it. Okay. So seek professional advice and counsel. And another thing is, we people of nowadays, we want to go into something. Instead of you to meet people that are skilled, you want to join me. Instead of you to meet people that are skilled in it, you decide, you're small, I beg you, Google. Because Google you want to open a business, instead of you to actually seek for a legal advice, legal counsel that will save you plenty stress in the future. You know, I'll use Google, I'll check it on Google. And you check it on Google, actually, you see different things that different people have said, both the right, the wrong, the jargons, everything, all mumbled up there. You'd take everything. And it's not supposed to be so. If you want to go into a business, I always advise people, no matter how small you think it is, speak to a professional about it. Because there are people that they've started some business 10, 15 years ago, they didn't have any problem. It's now when they have now blow, they're supposed to sit down and enjoy their money. That's when one tax something will show up there. And because right from scratch, they didn't seek legal advice about it. They don't even know what is going on. Those ones will come and hack it to everything they've been working for how many years of their lives. And this goes beyond even business. It goes into other things. Luckily for us, we are in a diverse world today where there's nothing you want to do that you don't have a professional for. For example, the life events I was talking about that stress people, especially marriage. God has made it so sweet that there are people called event planners and event managers. Just pay them. They'll do the stress for you. But because some Nigerian mothers will want to just do everything by themselves, and they'll be stressing. And on the long run, because the stress will be too much, you know, when you're overstressed, you're not effective. It cuts your effectiveness. It cuts your efficiency. At the end of the day, everything still boils down to, by events planner, do you understand? So let's try as much as possible to avoid any form of stress in life. And I think I'm done. Yeah, I didn't want to spend, I think I've exceeded my time with like 10 minutes. So that's everything I have to say. So we're supposed to talk about healthy living, and healthy living is, when I see people like this, I like to tell them, random question now. Aside from being sick, that you were taken to the hospital, when was the last time that you just walked into the hospital on your own free will and you're like, okay, as little as, I just want to check my blood pressure, I just want to check my blood sugar. How many of us have done that in the past 1 month? If you have done that, raise up your hands. 1 month, okay. One person, okay. In the past 2 months. In the past 3 months. okay, so that's, see, you know, I go for outreaches. You know, this thing will go and do on the streets, and people just come out. And you check some people's blood pressure going up to like 200, 120. And you're like, madam, killing shit. You know, you want to, you feel like, le lole, mi ò lè jẹ́ kẹ́ lole. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ẹ mú wa okay, nǹkan kan ṣe mí, mo kàn ní kí n yà kí n wò ni. But wa okay ma. Tẹ́ bá ṣubú báyìí, ó tán nìyẹn. What I'm just trying to say is, once in a while, like I said, only you can take care of yourself like you will take care of yourself. Nobody can take care of you like you will take care of yourself. So, once in a while, take time out to just do routine check. Just check your blood pressure, your blood sugar. And when we talk about healthy living, it's not only about maybe the drugs you take, as much as the food you eat. There's healthy eating. Because most people, not most people, all of us in Nigeria, we don't eat healthy. Because to eat healthy, you have to like consciously do it. Another random question. In the past 1 week, how many of us have just decided to just buy fruits on the streets of Lagos to just eat? Maybe complimentary to your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. Okay. Like 6 out of how many people? Out of how many people? So we need to learn to eat healthy. And there's something called balanced diet. Although I might not be able to maybe sit down and start measuring proportion, but what you can do is tell yourself, for every day, I must take 1 fruit. So 1 fruit 1 day. It helps. And fruits are not expensive. 15 naira will buy you at least half of a full apple or quarter. Or 15 naira will buy you at least 2 oranges or 4 pieces of carrots. Do you understand? So tell yourself, every day at least I would give something good. I won't increase the toxicity in my body. I will give something good to my body. Then there's healthy drinking. How many of us takes up to 2 liters of water in a day? 2 liters of water. Okay, pure water is 50 cl. Yes. So 2 liters is about 10. How many centiliter make 1 liter? 100. So 2. 2? No, 2 cannot be 1 liter. It's too small. Eh? Huh? 4 pure water makes 2 liter. It looks small in my head. Anyways, so the whole plan is the way you're supposed to actually be taking water is for your breakfast, you're supposed to take 2 sachets of water at least. Lunch, two, in between. And at the end of the day, you should have taken at least 2 liters of water. So, healthy drinking is part of it. And as much as possible, we say stay away from alcohol. It's not because your pastor does not want you to enjoy life. Oh. It's just because actually taking alcohol destroys your liver. It actually does. It destroys your kidneys too. So when they say stay away from alcohol, it's not because your pastor does not want you to enjoy life or I'm not the happening guy. It's actually because it actually destroys your body. Then stay away from cigarettes, weed, any of the things people smoke these days. They also destroy your body. All these things, when your pastor say them, it's not because they don't like you or they don't want you to be the happening thing. They actually are very toxic. There are people on the world, small children, okay, not small children, people in their 18, 19, 20, and there are plenty in E1. Okay, E1 is the psychiatry ward in Luth. People that abuse substance. So when they say these things, it's not because they don't like you. Actually, they destroy you. So you want to stay away from them. So another thing is sleep. I know in Lagos we don't sleep, but please try to sleep. Sleeping is like a reset mode for the body, so try to sleep. And what else? Anything that you know is harmful for your body, don't do it. So that's all. Any question? Something awesome. Just two. Okay, 1, 2, who else? 3, 4, 5, that's all.
My question is, I don't know, with this situation of Nigeria, I want to paint a scenario and I want you to advise on how to rest in that situation. You are a banker, you are a wife, a mother, you need to wake up, you stay far, you need to wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, you are out of the house. You don't get back home. You don't get back home till late at night. You have other things to do. You sleep late, and that is how your day has been. The week, in that situation, how do you rest? How do you manage stress?
Praise the Lord. Yeah, my question is, how do we relate stress and the blood pressure? Because I happen to always be on the road for a very long time. I walk, and sometimes I ask myself, is it a problem? Each time I check my blood pressure, it's always within range or lower. After going, you drive for a very long time, and after doing so many things, you get back, and you just walk up and say, okay, let them even check my BP. It's always just down there. Is it that I've been able to manage, even though with all the activities, my stress level, or there are ways that you can get stress internally and it will not reflect on your blood pressure?
Yeah, praise the Lord. Along the process, you were talking about water. So I just want to ask, what is the minimum intake of the water? Because when I notice, when I want to drink, at times, let me say like years back, I normally take water a lot. Let me say I take like 2 liters of water. But I notice when I pass through the sun, this sunny weather in our country, I notice I normally come up with sweat, very, very too much of sweat. So I now have to like come down a bit about the water intake. I was like, what's going on in me? Then I now have to come up again with something like salt. Yes, let me say salt. I experiment it on my own body level onto the way that iodized salt and non-iodized salt. I try to bring it down. Like, let me say, this salt and this salt, which one is more effective in my body system? And now, when I'm eating, I don't take too much of salt as I am. Because I notice, anytime I take salt at times, when I'm going through the salt, I notice I normally sweat a lot. But I now try to reduce it now. I notice I don't sweat. Then the water, let me just know the quantity of salt and type of salt I will take. Then the water. Then I want to know something about emotional stress. Let me say, let me say I was reading now, then I have headache. How am I going to bring it down let me say, just give us a limit. Let me say the time for us to read, to assimilate. You understand? And those things like that. So let me just know.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I was going to ask, you said something about stressors that we can't control, and a practical example. Okay, thank you. Okay, you said something about stressors that we can't control, and for me, a practical example is Lagos traffic. I'm not a prophet, but tomorrow I'll see traffic. So for that, is it a good practice to adapt to the stressors I can't control? Can I just say, okay, I would adapt? Then that adapting, is there a limit? Like, is there a time that, there's something in physics where you reach your breaking point? So is there a point where, after adapting for so long, I'm going to reach my breaking point? Then you also, for stressors that I can control, let's say one of the strategies that I try to, like a workaround for one of the stressors is, let's say my boss, he overloads me with tasks, and I feel that, okay, you said something about managing your time and, time management. Then if the time management, like managing your time properly, if it results into maybe lack of sleep or something, you're trying to solve a problem, and it has resulted into another problem. How do you manage situations like that?
Good morning, everyone. There's something about the morning. Personally, the best time that is favorable in the day is the morning. It is always good. It is ever good. Morning is always good. My question is this. How do you differentiate between stressors and duress? Maybe duress conditions or situations that propels daily activities. Then how can one manage that stress do not get to depression? Or must stress always lead to depression?
Okay. Oh, okay. So after collecting all the questions, I won't be taking the responses alone. I have a colleague in the house, Dr. Yemi Awoniyi, so he'll be joining me to take the responses. Sir, please, can you? He's actually my senior colleague, so.
Sorry. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Please, I think I'll take your question about stress and you said you're having low blood pressure. Is that correct? Sorry. Is it related? Well, usually they want to talk about stress and then medical conditions. You want to think of hypertension. You want to think of peptic ulcer. And you want to think of the likes. However, stress is not the only or the major cause of hypertension. Genetics play a major role. So if your two parents are not hypertensive, do you understand? Unless you go through emotional instability, maybe a loss of a loved one or anything like that, you might not actually have hypertension also. Although with increasing age, there's always a risk. Do you understand? So you have to be going for checkup. But it doesn't mean that if you are going through enormous stress, you have to have high blood pressure. Genetics also play a major role. Then when you're eating well, do you understand? You take low salt diet, you're probably not going to have it. So, and then what you want to worry about is when the blood pressure is actually high, not when it's normal or when it's low. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, I think that answers that.
Okay, so thank you, sir. I would start from the first person that asked that question about being a being a mother, a banker, and all of that. Yeah, thank you, but I have them in my head somehow. Okay, so I just did not want to, like, women and stress is a whole total different topic on its own, actually. So I just did this overview. When you want to, there is this class we do for just women, women in the working class, mothers and all of that, that is just for them and stress. Because, you know, being a woman is a different thing. You juggle 1,000,001 things together. But the thing about the, how do I say this now, is you can't change that you're a mother. You can't change that you're a wife. You can't just wake up one morning and say, I'm not going to work again, except maybe it has really gotten up there. But what you can do, like a senior colleague told us some time back, is you can manage your time. Okay, it might sound vague, but I would try to explain it as much as I can. You know, she said something. Okay, I don't know about bankers. I'm not a banker, but at least I'm in the medical line. That I can talk for. And when you do residencies in Nigeria, residency in Nigeria is stress. Residency as a wife and a mother is like double the stress. Residency as a mother, as a wife, not living in the place you are doing the residency is, I don't know, they're spa women. But one thing she will say is, some things that we actually waste our times on, like the time we have, are not actually relevant things when you look at it. For example, phone. If you calculate the amount of time pressing phone takes from you in a day, just do it. I'm not saying you should do this. Just take a day, look at your time, and pressing your phone, sometimes from people take like 6 hours of their time in a day. It might sound very vague, but just keep accounts and you see what I'm saying. And another thing is discipline. Okay, so she used herself as an example. She said she was doing her residency in surgery. That's ENT, ear, nose, and throat surgery. And then she said she was like the only female during her time in residency. She was a mom, she was a wife. She was not living in the hospital because her husband was not a doctor, so she cannot carry the man and come live in the hospital. And she still needs to do her work. So she says she knows that her day is going to be long, and that is the joy of keeping healthy relationships. You know, there are times where there are some things that you want to do by yourself, but you can let other people help you. But because you're not keeping healthy and stable relationships, you can't get people to help you. I'll use our own story that she told us as an example. So she says what she does on a typical day is she knows she's supposed to be up by 5. So once her alarm wakes her up, she's supposed to be up by 5 and sleep by 10. So once her alarm wakes her up by 5, and like I said, there's discipline to it, she wakes up by 5. That 5 o'clock, she goes into the kitchen. The day before, like I said, planning. She already knows whatever everybody wants to eat. Everybody rice, that's what she wants to cook. So when she wakes up by 5, she kneels down, does her prayer. 5 minutes, she's done. She goes to the kitchen, puts whatever it is she wants to put on fire. Whatever laundry she has because her children are babies. As she puts it on fire, somebody will say, oh, sorry, no. You leave there, she puts whatever laundry she has to do in a laundry machine. And that's another thing, is getting things to do, like things that you can You can pay people to do for you, or you can get things that will make it easier for you. Don't stress yourself. She was like, some people say, I can't get laundry machine. You just kill yourself. You just die. That's the way she was saying it too. She says she puts her clothes in the laundry. She times it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever minutes she wants to use. The rice is on fire. She goes out. She's jogging around the house. 5 minutes. Once her timer hits 5 minutes, she's back. She puts off her laundry machine. She checks her rice if it's almost ready. You know she has done like 3 things now in 15 minutes. She checks her rice if it's ready. If it's not ready, she checks how many minutes it's left to be ready. She's done with that. While she's waiting for it to be totally ready, she's bringing out everybody's plates to dish out everybody's food. Then she knows, in all of this, maybe it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. She knows when it's 6 o'clock, she goes to wake everybody up. Oh, yeah, everybody, wake up. And she's waking everybody up. She's begging her husband, please, I know you're busy. I know I'm busy. Please, let me just bait for this one. I'll bait for this one. Do you understand? So that's another thing, sharing. Don't try to be like, I want to do everything by yourself. You will just die. She said, I'm sorry I'm saying it that way, but I'm a very blunt person. Then another thing is going to the market. She said, as she's like this, she makes her stew for the whole week, over the weekend, and saves it in the refrigerator. See, as I'm mentioning these things now, there are things that you might need money for. It sounds like luxury to some people, but to some people it's basic needs. Like, she stores it there, so she knows cooking stew over the week is not stress for her. And that's another thing about understanding the kind of person you are married to, because there are some men that will not able to eat microwaved food. But anyways, that's another story for another day. So, she says when she's done, as she's waiting for one, there's one is waiting for another person, everybody is dressing up, the food is ready, she dishes it out, she packs it, and by 7 o'clock, everybody is ready to go. The husband entered the car. If it's the husband that wants to drop for that day, he carry them to school. If she's the one to drop for that day, she carries them to school. Everybody goes about their day activity. And because she knows she's working, she has like, I won't call the person a nanny now or a housekeeper. The person does not stay in her house. So the person just comes like 3 o'clock, goes to school, pick the children, take them home, help them with the assignments and whatever it is she has to do, because she knows she won't get home until like 9, thereabouts. So the person helps her, just whatever it is she wants to do. And by the time she's getting home, the person is leaving. So she takes over her home again, and she does whatever it is to do again. The next day, everybody continues this routine. Because you might be thinking that all these things I've just counted now is, okay, you need money to do them, you need this, you need that, but it's not a one-day thing, it's a process. Another way to go about it is, somebody will say you can't have everything. One thing will give. One thing will give. She's like, at some point, you pick one. You pick your family or you pick your career. It's another sacrifice we make as women. So that's another way to go about it. Then somebody that talked about reading. Okay, so I can't tell you how to read. You know the best time for you to read. If you know you're someone that reads in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, your brain is opened. If you know you do that 2 hours, it helps you. You know that's the only time you read in the day, fine. If you're someone that reads at night when others are sleeping, you just need to study yourself and understand yourself. So all of these things about understanding yourself, not putting yourself out for different things. And there's another question that somebody said, adapting to stress. Eventually, we have all adapted to stress one way or the other. Well, it's just when you're not coping with it anymore that you begin to break. And that's what you don't want to get to. And when you're getting ready to break, you know this. Then you can seek for help. The psychologist, the psychiatrist, and all of that. So I don't know. I hope I've been able to touch on most of the things and all of that. Thank you.